So next in your packet, you should have two pamphlets, one really long yellow and one short. These are just the different pay grades that we have. And then it shows you what the current step, current salary, and the difference between those are now. And then it includes the 1%, 2%, or 3%. The only addition we made to the pay grades, we would like to recommend moving the LVN from pay grade 601 to pay grade 612. Pay grade 612 we have for the licensed craftsman. This sheet right here is a comparison for LVN pay with Floresville and Comal. And I believe that we'll be competitive in our pay for if we are able to move those to pay grade 612. Page 25 is pay grade 612 for the nurses. If you'd like to look at that. And page 6 is where they currently are located.
On page 2,
Yes, sir.
I think I'm missing something.
Okay.
The current table is what we're currently paying, right?
Yes, sir.
The next one where it says 1%?
Yes, sir.
That's a 1% increase for everybody in the current table?
Yes, sir.
Okay, because line 1 is still the same, line 2 goes down.
Correct. Because we're paying 1% on that starting salary.
So if you're in senior this year, you're which means that you can go because they all move up.
Right, okay, but doesn't the 1% mean we're raising the scale 1%? Is that?
No, sir. That's the second option is 1% plus a step. That's on page 3.
Okay, then why does it say 1% on top of that?
Because we would just be giving a 1% raise, not a 1% plus a step.
Your second one is 1% plus a step.
It's saying, okay, I'm a first year teacher. I'm making 43,000. I'm gonna,
No, I got it.
okay, thank you. Do we want to move on to stipends and look at a couple of changes that we'd like to recommend for that? Okay, again, you should have a packet and then one loose sheet with that. On page 1, I don't have any changes. Page 2, you can see where we currently have a year-round conditioning of 4,000. That's where we'd like to put our strength and conditioning that both athletic directors just spoke about for the 2,500. We would like to increase the high school cheerleader stipend to 3,000, the junior high cheerleader to 1,500, because they both have job duties in the fall and the spring semester. The fall. On the third page, we would like to increase our high school department chairs from 1,200 to 2,000. And then going down further, we have some new stipends we would like to create. Junior high department chair, 1,500. Academic chair for the elementary and intermediate at 1,000. We would like to increase our UIL meet from $75 to $100. We would like to add a lead nurse at $2,400. We also would like to add assistive technology for special education at $3,000 and an autism unit at $750. For those two special ed stipends, Ms. Brenda Oates had put in a sheet giving the justification for the need on those.
On the new stipends?
Yes, sir.
It looks like one is lead counselor additional.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is that?
We have counselors who, their salary is a teacher salary, and they get a $1,900 stipend for counseling. So we have a lead counselor who is making the $1,900, but also a $3,000 stipend to cover all the counselors throughout the district. So elementary, intermediate, junior high.
So that's our current.
Yes, sir.
That's already our current.
Yes, sir. That was approved earlier this year, I think just a couple of months.
It's not in the current one. It's not in the 14.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not add that, thank you. I can get it updated, send it to you.
And all the new ones?
Yes,
we
sir.
currently not have individuals performing those functions. Individuals are performing those functions that are compensated.
I have not been given names from the campuses that are, of individuals that are performing those functions.
And one of the things, Mr. Barnett, what we're looking at is again, looking at enhancing some of the responsibilities of a department chair as a lead teacher. Right now, we currently do not have one at the primary, a lead teacher specified with a stipend. We don't have it specified at the intermediate that comes with additional responsibilities. Junior high is where I need the clarification. Junior high, do we? Junior high, we have a department chair, but there is no current stipend?
Correct.
Okay.
We don't have any regular representatives.
There may be grade level reps, but no one that's necessarily going to take a leadership role with some additional expectations.
And something else that I'm adding this year that I think Dr. Lena talked about and will help benefit is we're going to send out letters to each employee that's receiving a stipend and have them sign it so they are aware of their duties and responsibilities.
The other thing too, and this is where some of the challenge of creating a culture of expectation, but as well as a culture getting away from any type of an entitlement to a position. I mean, we are having all of our employees apply for these positions, which has not been done in the past, but I think if it's tied to money, I think we need to have a fair and equitable process as far as them applying for these positions, and then having a clear understanding of some of the roles and responsibilities that's going to go along with that.
So do we have any questions on any of that?
On the, and this is one we had last year, the LSSP supervisor.
Yes.
Stipend is less than the LSSP.
It's an addition to the LSSP
They can tell us if he's stipend.
and the supervisor, yes.
Just like the council.
Yes.
So it should say additional after it.
I'm sorry?
So it should say additional after it.
I can add that, yes, sir.
Like the lead counselor additional. The retention stipend, what is that?
During the holiday.
A separate check that we give to All full-time employees. Well, employees that have been with us through, starting in August,
Don't we also get a promotion
for part-time.
so we don't have to staff them?
Just to delineate it, we could.
Well,
I mean, it's something we're paying.
We're paying it as a side.
So just to delineate that we have a part-time and a
I
full-time
can,
stipend.
I can definitely add that and change the wording, yes.
Perhaps with full-time retention stipend, part-time retention stipend.
And Katie, just so, again, we have everything, since we're gonna just clarify on some of the, also even on some of the additional, like, for example, the lead nurse right now, for a full-time position would be at 2,400, and if it's a part-time position, it would be at 1,200.
I can change that, yes, thank
And this is much more clear than it has been,
Good.
so we've come a long way.
you. Good, good, good.
Yeah, I can sort of understand.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
I think this is the shortest stipend conversation we've had.
Yes.
The most friendly.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of what we're being asked to approve. So we're being asked to approve the stipend, the changes to the stipend list, approve a pay scale of some sort, and approve the LVN being moved, right?
Yes, sir.
And I guess these new stipends, are they in the proposed budget?
I'm trying to think. There might be a few. I mean, the new stipends, yes, those are not in there. The changes that I've made to the increases, those are going to move around because like we're not gonna have the 4,000 for the year round, but we're, changing that to strength and conditioning. So, but the new ones are not in, no, sir.
So your best guess on the delta from changes in the stipends would be how much this budget? Just ballpark. Are we looking at 20,000?
Oh, no, sir, not even 10,000.
So with the LVN proposal, is there anybody else on that 601 right now, or is that?
There will be one person as a medical assistant.
We'll have a whole
Yes.
salary schedule for that one.
Yes, sir. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Barnett, it looks like it's gonna be, the strength and conditioning is gonna be about 6 after you lose that 4. So we're probably looking about 15 to 20.
Is there anything else that I missed other than those three things? The stipends, pay scales, and the change for the LVNs?
The increase in salaries, but we do not have to do that at this time if you'd like to get,
Well, that's all right, I had pay scales.
oh, okay. The pay grades and the stipends, we do have to approve those.
Okay. And so the only, of those changes, the only one that's not in the budget at this point is the pay raises, but the stipends and the LVN change, that's in the budget.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The athletic trainer, no, sorry, it's not.
Yeah, that's, so that's good. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve, moving the LVNs from pay scale 601 to pay scale 612.
Motion made by Dr. Miller, second by Ms. Kravitz to move the LVN pay scales from 601 to 612. Any discussion?
So how much would that cost us? Do you know?
Do you have a number?
It was about a 50% increase.
Yes.
How much?
About a 50%.
50%? And we also increase the stipend for the nurse too?
$1,200 for the nurse stipend for our part-time RN. It's just for our lead nurse.
Yeah,
That's just-
really-
Yes, sir.
discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
I'll make a motion to approve the stipends as discussed and presented.
Have a second. Oh, sorry.
I have a motion made by Dr. Miller, second by Ms. Kravitz, to approve these stipends as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries 6-0.
So do we have to approve the pay scale changes and that at this meeting? Do we have time on that?
We don't have to this evening.
We have some time. We want to see, you know, who we're hiring and those salaries, and a little closer to, okay, what's really going to have to hit fund balance if we're going to have to.
But just for me, so many options. So I think we're-
Are we gonna have another meeting? Like, on the 20th?
We have to talk, yeah, we have to talk. And as much as the presentation was compelling, Coach Lane, I just feel like until we resolve, because we're talking about fund balance, until we resolve where we're at with pay raises, I'm not comfortable taking another full-time salary out of fund balance at this point. So I feel that we need to resolve where we're at with pay raises first. Because if that's a $250,000 recurring investment out of fund balance, I don't want to add another $45,000 on top of that. So that's my opinion, unless y'all make a motion second. I'll vote.
I will also send out tomorrow a new calendar, budget calendar for everyone, updated.
Is there any time sensitivity to the additional trainer position?
The start of the next athletic school year, that July 27th range. We would need sufficient time to get somebody in if that's something y'all decided to move forward with. That would be their report date for you.
And we probably need to keep in mind the deadline they have for getting out of their contract. What is it called?
10 days for the class, so 45 days.
45 is for the beginning of the year.
Early July.
45 days.
Any more questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good presentation.
Thank you very much.
It is 8:33 and we will now go into closed session. 551.071, Texas Government Code, private consultation with board attorney. 551.072 of Texas Government Code, discussing purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. 551.074, Texas Government Code, personnel matters, deliberations, and discussions concerning renewal and hiring of new district employees. The regular personnel report involving resignations and other personnel actions do not require